So this is question 3, and again, there's no calculator in this question. It's one of the most simple ones, and so let's take a look at it. Now, pause the video if you want to attempt it first, but we have to express x squared plus 12x plus 30 in the form x plus a all squared plus b, and that is 2 marks. Now, we call this completing the square, and if you get a question like this, what we want to do is we want to expand this part out, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So if we take x plus a all squared plus b, well, we get x plus a multiplied by x plus a plus b. So let's multiply each term in one bracket by each term in the other. So forget the plus b at the minute. Well, we get x multiplied by x gives you x squared. We then get x multiplied by a is ax. But we get the same thing here, so that's ax plus another ax. So let's save some time and just write x squared. Whoops, my pen has changed. X squared plus 2 ax. Then a times a is a squared. So we are just multiplying the x on the left bracket by all of the terms individually on the right hand bracket, then adding up, then doing the same with the a on the left hand bracket. We then add on this b, this one, we then add this on at the end. And we have an x squared term, so we have a term in x squared. The coefficient is 1 because, well, the coefficient is how many x squareds do you have? You have 1. There's no number in front of the x squared, so that's 1. And we have an x term, we have a term in just x, and the coefficient is 2a. And we have a term which is independent of x, i.e. it's just a number, and a squared plus b. So let's compare this with this. We get x squared plus 12x plus 30. Now, these match up automatically. The coefficients of x squared match up. Let's take a look at the x terms. We have the x term is 2ax and we have 12x. So let's put this in green. If you have a look at these, the green one is the only term in x in the first expression, and in the second expression the only one is the 12x. These must be equal. So to make these identical, you have to get 2ax equal to 12x. we can equate the coefficients, i.e. the 2a and the 12, and for these to match up, a must be 6. Now, the part that you have to be careful of, and if you don't quite understand this, because it does take time to understand, either leave a comment or ask your teacher in school about this, because it will take time to register. A squared plus b is independent of x, meaning that it's just a number. 30 is also the term in the second expression independent of x. These two must be the same. So a squared plus b must be equal to 30. But we've already established that a equals 6, so we can substitute a equals 6 into this. We get 6 squared plus b is 30. Now 6 squared is 36, and 36 take away 6 is 30, giving us b equals minus 6. So we have to express x squared plus 12x plus 30 in the form, well, we can just substitute a and b, and we get x plus a, but a is 6, so x plus 6 squared plus b is minus 6, so we write minus 6. And that's the answer to the first section. Section B is hence or otherwise state the coordinates of the turning point of the graph fx equals x squared plus 12x plus 30. If a question says hence or otherwise, you can either use the answer to the last section, or you can use another method. But if it does say hence or otherwise, it strongly recommends that you do use what you've already established. If it says hence, you have to use the last section of the question. But hence or otherwise, you can use any acceptable method, but it does recommend that you use the answer to part A. So let's do that. So we have to just write this down. There's nothing else that we have to do. So the idea is, if we have the function fx is x plus a squared plus b. Now to get a minimum turning, well, we can say we have a minimum turning point because the coefficient of x squared plus 1 is positive, so it will go like this. That's not perfect, that's just me showing you that the shape of it is such that it has a minimum. If the coefficient was negative, it would have a maximum turning point like this. This is not the graph of the function, it's just for demonstration purposes. Now we have to find x plus a equals 0, so x plus 6 must equal 0. And x equals minus 6. So for the minimum turning point, x equals minus 6. We want to find the y value, and we just substitute minus 6 in to what we had in A. So f of minus 6 is, well, we know minus 6 plus 6 is 0. 0 squared is 0, so that's 0 squared minus 6. And that gives us minus 6. And we can then write down that y is minus 6 and the turning point, or the minimum turning point, is minus 6 minus 6. And that's us finished that section. So I hope you found this video useful, and best of luck with the studying. Thank you for watching.